Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Today we are reading the massive TWID that has just come out. We're going to be breaking it down with Bog and Evan and a ton of other people. There's actually a ton of us in COPS.
No spoilers.
Right.
Spoilers.
I'm now ready. Reddingtons.
Okay, here we go. This week in Destiny, July 3rd, 2025. This week in Destiny, we have more details to share from Edge of Fate. We are getting closer and closer to July 15th. So today, we're talking about the incoming weapons tuning, as well as some economy changes. And let's not forget about that developer stream from Tuesday, the gear tiering dev insight article from yesterday, and the other topics you can see below. We had a live stream on Tuesday, a new Rite of the Nine challenge, announcing our world's first race host.
World premiere.
GCX, here we go. Kepler, restricted brief. Weapons, power, and economy updates. Destiny 2 open access? Bungie Day almost here? Thank you for watching.
Thank you for reading. That's the end of the TWID.
Our second live stream for the Edge of Fate. We covered some of the new activities, rewards, and systemic changes coming in July 15th. We started our stream with the Edge of Fate launch trailer that you can watch right below. Spooky, right? Assume that we all watch this as a team, okay? We covered a lot of topics during our first section. Unlockable world tier difficulties for the campaign. Side quests that you unlock after completing it. Matter Ball Banes, a 3-player activity that uses abilities you unlock in Kepler. The new destination is filled with many secrets, and Guardians are tasked with uncovering all of them and choosing how hard a challenge they want to face. Also, what's going on with all the fun guy?
I'm just a fun guy, man.
Just a fun guy. Why did they invite the mushroom to the party? He was just a fun guy. Next, we talked in depth about the portal. We have a lot of activities available in our new hub, from Onslaught to some of the favorite seasonal activities like the Coil.
The Coil.
You can choose from a big pool of modifiers to tune the experience and up the challenge in order to get bonus rewards. The goal is to make activities not only more rewarding and personalized, but also to make them easier to understand. There are tons of new ways to enjoy your favorite game with solo ops, fireteam ops, and crucible ops, and also pinnacle ops, plus a section dedicated to activities like exotic missions that will get their unique rewards. To make it easier to understand and follow, we have reworked Guardian ranks to focus on the portal and its activities. We also have the new seasonal hub with weekly ranks, daily and weekly challenges, and tons more gear to earn. And that resets every week. If you complete the conquests also available at this hub and progress through the different difficulty settings, you will also earn the new renewed Conqueror title. Don't worry, if you already have it gilded a few times, you will keep your marks. And we didn't forget about power in the Edge of Fate. We have a whole section in this TWID about it with many more details, so we'll skip it here. Just the scrolling and get you there. For now, just don't get too worried when you're power level 10 when you start playing our next expansion. Hope this recap of the live stream helped everyone get an understanding of the most relevant topics we covered. If you want to get the whole picture, though, why not watch the whole stream yourself? It's right below. Assume that we all watched it. And now, passing the reading stick.
Hell yeah. So, Rite of the Nine, final update. As we move into the final 2 weeks of Rite of the Nine, we wanted to share some updates coming next week to close with a bang. Do you remember Daybreak? Yeah, the old school modifier where you abilities recharge like crazy. Typo there, Bungie. How fun would it be to turn it on for the Explorer mode version of the Rite of the Nine dungeons for this week? Because it's happening right now. Fetch your friends, put on some destructive supers, and go farm like mad. Little do they know, we are already farming like mad, but we are farming for illegal armor. Remember that on top of weapons, you can also use your nonary manifold to earn nonary engrams that contain some fan-favorite cosmetics. Additionally, in preparation for the Edge of Fate, 2 Servants of the Nine are bringing gifts to Guardians. Both Zur and the Emissary will have desirable exotics that will be part of the featured gear on day 1 of the new expansion. Bring your strange coins and nonary manifolds and snag some loot. As a final reminder, here's the picture for the next 2 weeks. Current week. Prophecies featured with increased rewards. Until July 15th, players can earn nonary engrams. Starting July 1st, players may purchase nonary engrams using 350 nonary manifolds at the Emissary, up to 20 during Rite of the Nine. Starting July 8th, players will be awarded 1 additional Nonary engram each day just for signing in. Just be sure to claim it from the emissary. From July 8th to July 15th, Lootapalooza will begin, with increased currency rewards and weapon drops from enemies in all dungeons, and even more increased loot from the final boss chest when completing all encounters. A new challenge appears. We also have one last Rite of the Nine dungeon hurrah before we dive into our new expansion. The team at Destiny Tracker are running 2 weekends of challenges around Prophecy and Spire of the Watcher to wrap up Rite of the Nine. From July 4th to 6th, complete Prophecy on Eternity mode as fast as you can, and from July 11th to 13th, complete Spire of the Watcher as fast as you can, solo, duo, or with a full fire team. You can win prizes such as silver, 1 of 9 exclusive Star Horse-inspired headphone holders fabricated by Hench and Scrap, and a premium Rite of the Nine themed PC unit created by Overkill. Images of pricing above are digital renders, so you won't actually be receiving a real unicorn, unfortunately. Star Horse, whatever it is, I don't know. Finally, all participants who sign up will receive the 9-crowned emblem. Destiny Tracker will provide more details on how to redeem. Blah, blah, blah. Details, terms and conditions, blah, blah, blah. World First Raid Race is back.
Oh, baby.
I'm passing the mic to the World First Raid Racer.
Hey
That's
guys.
That's you.
Hey guys.
Hey,
World's
him.
First Raid Race is back. Guardians, we have a new raid ready for July 19th. And you know what that means. There will be a new World's First Race where the most capable teams around the globe will conquer contest mode difficulty and fight to be the first team to complete the raid. We're excited to confirm we have partnered once again with the wonderful CB Gray and some loser we don't know.
That guy's
so
irrelevant, right?
Try that again.
Oh,
Wait.
Evan F 1997. I don't know who that guy is. Anyway,
Wait, they're collaborating with Bald?
Yeah.
yeah, with Ball.
Oh.
With bald guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Some would say Egg Van.
Awesome. I love eggs.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
I love it. To bring you the raid race action live from Bungie HQ this time, stay tuned to next week's TWID for more information on what channels to follow, the schedules, and the international hosts we will support, and how you can earn the beautiful Power Hues emblem you can see below. Oh wow! Look
Congrats,
at that.
Evan.
Sir.
That's
We're
awesome.
going
Sir.
That's
Bungie
actually so
HQ
cool.
this time. Yes,
W,
sir.
W Evan, WWW.
Dude, thank you. It's gonna be fucking hype, man. I'm so
Yep.
happy. We got a lot of plans.
Hell yeah.
For GCX, I'm passing that one off to Bog.
Dude, look at the GCX emblem. It's awesome. Okay, Guardians,
my days. Oh my
Guardians,
days.
we're excited to show you something special coming your way at GCX 2025. On July 25th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. EST, we're hosting an exclusive developer panel that'll take you deep into the heart of Destiny 2's storytelling process. Threads of Fate, exploring Destiny 2's narrative craft, will give you an unprecedented look at how one expansion story goes from initial pitch, deck, all the way through to development launch, with special focus on the Edge of Fate. You'll get to see behind the curtain of our creative process and discover what it takes to craft the narratives that drive your Guardian's journey. We're thrilled to have D2 narrative team members Alison Lurs, let's go, and Hannah Filipski, sorry if I butchered those names, joining us for the deep dive. These are the talented minds behind some of your favorite story moments, and they'll be sharing insights you won't find anywhere else. Our very own DMG will be moderating the discussion, and we've got a special guest lined up that we think you'll love. Oh, wait, who's it gonna be?
A
Wait,
special
crazy.
guest.
Ooh, intrigue. Find out more about GCX and how you can also score the exclusive fight stick emblem through GCX's channels and website here. That emblem looks awesome.
Dude, that emblem is so sick.
That emblem is
Wait,
awesome.
a fight stick? Wait a minute. Hold on.
So cool.
Wait,
What?
Destiny
DMG
2
would-
fighting game confirmed?
Dude,
You know,
hey, I'm just saying that Rolk was inspired. Rolk's pose is inspired by Akuma. That's what they said in the original Rolk thing.
hey, yo.
Also, just real quick, should we all prevent ourselves from getting kicked to orbit real quick? Would that be a good idea?
That is a shout.
Just
Yes,
I'm gonna
Captain.
go shoot a Gorgon real quick.
All right.
Who's the 10,000 hour?
we already got 2 all the way done. Wait.
Huh?
We wipe them. It's fine. We're fine. Yeah, they're already
hell, man?
through.
All right, back to the Twiddingtons.
Okay, who's reading this stuff? Evan, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Okay, are we at brief 001?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Brief 001. Vanguard. Kepler's restricted brief. All points bulletin. Guardian operative. Dispatch contains restricted information for selected fire teams and will purge its data upon closure.
I
The
feel like,
House of
hold on,
Exile-
I would like to propose a suggestion.
Yeah.
This should be read in the voice of Captain Price, please.
Oh, dude. Okay. Brief 001. Vanguard. Kepler's restricted brief. All points bulletin. Guardian operative soap. Dispatch contains restricted information for selected fire teams and will purge its data upon closure. The House of Exile. Classification. Elixir House. Unknown fungal symbiosis. Hazards. Standard elixir armaments, mines, and traps. Modified armament. Strand spear. Stasis screen. Heightened reactions and subdued pain response. Telepathically receptive. I miss soap. God damn it, I miss soap. Intel. House of Exile is a lower house, predominantly made from the remains of other houses defeated at Twilight Gap. However, according to the Cryptarchy, the Exile banner predates Twilight Gap, albeit without an official title. It was simply a collection of malcontents, outcasts, and, well, exiles during the long drift to Earth from Reese. While many of exiles reconstituted into a House of the Moon, Luna, a subsect of the house, broke away prior to the Battle of Twilight Gap, refusing to invade Earth. They retreated to the edge of the solar system to live in peace. The exiles of Kepler are believed to be those of defectors. Paracausal weaponry has been encountered. Guardians should take maximum precautions during engagements on Kepler. Select House of Exile armaments have been noted to contain stasis crux cores or compressed strand tangles suspended in a mixture of elixir technology reminiscent of House Salvation Forces under the Witness, and an unknown energetic charge.
Whoa.
Hidden log transcripts, Cha Kep 1024. The following transcript documents the House's acquisition of strand and stasis technology. Quote, "Do you see now the gifts of which I spoke? Here they are set before you as I foretold. The deathless comes for us, and so the giver of arms our people in defiance. Through time and space I have claimed. At the giver's behest, lost in sidecast technology of our broken siblings, on light-conquered worlds, where they fell, we stand, by the will of the giver."
Oh.
Of note, of the giver. The giver.
Chapel Rowan fans,
Who is
rise up.
Who is the giver?
Giver, but I hardly knew her.
All right, somebody ban Bog. Somebody
Slash
ban
ban.
Bog
Slash
on my
ban.
dog. He's not ghost or soap. Of note, exiles on Kepler seem to have undergone a sort of fungal symbiosis with local fauna. It is unknown why or how this happened, but the fungus appears to feed from the dark matter of singularity the exiles revere at the heart of Kepler, or rever at the heart of Kepler. There appears to be a sort of stylistic hierarchy among the exiles. While it affords no actual authority, the size, shape, and unique features of fungal growths sported on their armor or hosted on their chitin impact relationships, respect, and clout within the house.
Whoa,
God, we know
clout.
they love their clout.
The cloud.
Initial reports suggest the House of Exile was not always hostile and, at one time, even worked alongside the Aeonian population of Kepler.
Whoa.
We hope you're enjoying these short lore pieces. More in the coming weeks. Thank you.
Dude,
Thank you.
that
Thank you.
was incredible.
Thank you. It's been a while since I busted out a soap, but that one...
That was crazy.
And you said I was inferior to showers? Jesus.
Listen, man, you can take a shower without using the soap. That's all I'm saying.
That is crazy. I was not expecting
No
that. It was
wonder you're
perfect.
bald.
It was perfect.
It all checks out.
Wow.
All right.
My bad.
How are the weapons being tuned in the Edge of Fate, Milo?
Well, Boggingtons, I have answers for you. Hi guys, from the Destiny 2 sandbox team. Like most other areas of the game, weapons have gotten many changes in the Edge of Fate, so let's get right into it. Before that though, a reminder that yesterday we published a Dev Insight article focused on weapons and gear tiering. We hope it helps you understand the new system a bit better, and that you can use it as a source of truth moving forwards. In case you've not read it yet, here's a link. Now let's jump right in to the weapon tuning content. Weapon archetypes. Machine guns. We're trying out something new for Destiny on machine guns. Staged reloads. Machine guns generally have a very long reload animation times that can be very punishing when cancelled. We've added several checkpoints from which the animation can now be resumed if it is interrupted mid-reload. This is a feature we're rolling out on machine guns first, but we plan to expand this to other weapon types in the future. Now we have a staged reload. Staged reload places checkpoints in the reload animation. When a player cancels a reload animation and starts it again, it will resume from the latest checkpoint. Glaives. The projectile changes for Glaives and Heresy have been generally very positive for the archetype, but ended up opening up a small window where it was actually a nerf to the weapon's projectile performance, particularly at short range in PvP. We've made some adjustments to account for this issue, and they've reduced projectile tracking strength at very close range to avoid a behavior that made the projectiles less accurate. Perks. Reconstruction. Reconstruction has been underperforming on non-rocket launcher weapons since the nerf that increased the time it needs to start filling a weapon's mag. So we're greatly increasing the amount of ammo transferred on each activation. They've now increased the amount of ammo transferred per activation from 10 to 25%. Damn. Paracausal affinity. We generally think it's pretty important for players to be able to anticipate when a damage buff is going to expire, since having one active or not is something players are often making heat-of-the-moment gameplay decisions about. So, they've added a visible timer to the buff. Unfortunately, this is Destiny 2, and that visible timer will be invisible at all times because it will be pushed off screen by your other buffs, lol. That's Milo's comment. Kinetic tremors. Kinetic tremors feels good to use on faster firing weapon frames, but it can underperform a bit on slower firing ones. They've decreased shots to activate on certain weapons and subfamilies. High impact auto rifles require 9 hits, down from 12. Aggressive and high-impact scout rifles require 5 hits, down from 6. Hand cannon subfamilies for receive specific tuning. Aggressive hand cannons require 4 hits, down from 6. Adaptive hand cannons require 5 hits, down from 6. Precision hand cannons are unchanged and still require 6 shots to activate. 1-2 punch. This was covered in a previous TWID on melee changes, but we're copying it here for posterity. Now works with all melee abilities. Perk active time increased from 1.22 seconds to 3 seconds. Attrition orbs. Attrition orbs is currently too powerful on area denial grenade launchers, but it is somewhat underwhelming on other weapon types. So they've increased perk progress by 20% across the board. They've reduced perk progress by 80% with area denial grenade launchers.
80%?
And supposedly this is surprisingly not as noticeable as it sounds. Rest in peace, printer. That's crazy.
It's gone in the game. It's now terrible.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
They've also increased perk progress by an additional 30% on swords. Is that...
Yay.
Do you think that's the kill shot for area denial GLs with attrition orbs?
I mean, they say it's not
as noticeable, but
Do you believe them?
That's how they get you.
80% is a lot.
I like shooting my area denial grenade launchers and seeing that I've generated like a bajillion orbs, though. That is pretty nice to see.
Might not have to do that Vespers anymore.
Yeah, the Vespers might be off the table.
Yeah, you're free from that one.
Okay.
You're free, bro.
Eager Edgingtons and Valiant Charge. Eager Edge's aggressive target tracking presents 2 problems. It makes it more frustrating to use this perk for mobility in PvE, and it makes it somewhat oppressive in PvP. Valiant Charge has some similar issues. It can track to unintended targets relatively often, which undercuts some of the riposte fantasy that the perk functionality suggests. Now, while active, melee search angle is reduced by 50% at the start of lunge range and 88% at the end of lunge range. Damn!
Oh wow.
That
This-
is huge.
Wait, that is huge because now we're not going to accidentally like get turned around when we're trying to eager edge.
Yeah, this requires the player to look more at their target to strike it, improving specific target acquisition in PvE and requiring a more direct look in PvP. Is that worthy of a round of applause? I think that might be cinema.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
That's a little cinema. I can't lie. That is cinema.
I can't tell you how many angry people, like, over the years, like that, dude.
That's a crazy amount of cinema.
For speedrunners and low men.
Well, literally everybody.
This
That's
is
a cinema.
insane. But like, yeah, anyone who has ever used an eager-edged sword, this is like insane.
Thank you, Bungie.
Wow.
Let's recognize it. That's
So
good.
I wonder if like it's definitely baked
go.
into everybody's habit to like look as high in the air as possible when they swing with it. Like I wonder if you're even gonna have to do that. It's still probably gonna be habit, to be honest. Muscle memory now.
Let's go.
That's how you're gonna know you're a D2 veteron in like 3 years, is that you're still looking up at the
Yeah.
eager edge.
You've got like a broken
go.
neck because you're like,
Milo, you probably don't know this, but there's like DMG's infamous for like people complain about this all the time because it's like a pretty big issue. And DMG is infamous for saying like it's a skill issue because I forget exactly what he says, but basically, hey, if you want to go really fast, like you gotta like there's a downside of it, and it's like if there's an enemy, you're gonna track to it, and so people always thought they were never gonna fix this. I never thought they would do this. I'm so happy right now. What the hell?
I think that this might be a we're so back moment. This is good.
I think we're so back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Chain reaction. As fun as I've literally never heard of this, by the way. As fun as the chain reaction plus hatchling interaction is, it's inconsistent with other perk combinations, which are generally not allowed to chain explosions together. It's important to be as consistent as possible when we handle these interactions. We don't want our players' ability to tell if a weapon roll is good or not to be dependent on knowing which perks chain with each other and which don't when it's not listed in-game. I'm sorry, Bungie. I'm sorry. I personally have to take issue with this. If you don't want players' ability to tell if a weapon roll is good or not to be dependent on knowing information which is not listed in the game, what are we doing? Like, it's everywhere. Bro, the number of times I've been like, let me stack my particle with my divinity debuff.
Yeah.
Why is it not in the game? Like, the number of times I've been like, let me use my stasis freeze as a darkness debuff so that I can proc my other stuff. It's not in the game, Bungie. It's not there. So we can say this, and it's noble, and I respect it, and I love the energy, but there's
a
need
clear
more.
like red flag there. Yeah.
I just need more.
Can I just say, I did not know that this interaction existed. I can't believe I haven't been using this interaction. This sounds broken. No?
I
Well-
think it's only on the Zavala rocket, the Strand one.
Oh, it's on a rocket.
remember.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why no one knows
Wow.
about it.
Yeah, wow. Awesome.
You
Thank
can wave goodbye to that Zavala rocket then. Rest in peace.
This interaction is not
it was-
happening. Yeah.
That rocket was. I already waved goodbye.
You got about a week to grind this rocket, man. Go.
Listen, for
Yeah,
And then-
I'm pretty sure
And then it's gonna be worthless.
you guys are talking about the Cynosia, right?
The I think it's just the
Beats
Nightfall
me.
rocket, right?
Yeah,
Beats
I think
me.
Probably
I think
that
for a
one,
while
yeah,
that was my
started with
best
the mess.
rocket was the Cynosia.
So you were accidentally cracked.
I
You
was
didn't
the
even know how
problem
cracked you were.
here. Okay, the change specifically is threadlings created by weapon perks will no longer activate the detonation from chain reaction. Okay.
Wait, so threadlings were causing chain reaction? Is that what's being said here? Threadlings created by weapon perks will no longer activate detonation from chain reaction. The little threadlings were just going out there and like blowing up a whole room.
I guess something like that.
That's kind of crazy.
Well, chain reaction, dragonfly, firefly. So we've got another chain reaction situation happening here. These perks currently deal different amounts of damage to different targets based on the type of weapon that activates the perk. In many cases, this makes these perks even worse on weapons that do not use them well in the first place. Wait, well? Destiny reference?
Well,
Radiance.
It's harder to get a precision kill with a submachine gun than it is a hand cannon, but Dragonfly also deals less damage when a submachine gun activates it. We want perks to feel stronger on different weapon types for obvious reasons, such as how often a weapon gets precision kills, rather than unintuitive ones. So, Chain Reaction, Dragonfly, Firefly no longer use weapon archetype scaling against combatants, and instead use a new perk damage scaling that is more normalized between different weapon types. This buffs many weapons with these perks against most targets. Here's some of the biggest winners from this change. Fusion rifles deal 41% more chain reaction damage to minor combatants. Submachine guns deal 43% more Dragonfly and Firefly damage to minor combatants. Auto rifles deal 47% more Dragonfly damage to minor combatants. Linear fusion rifles deal 165% more chain reaction damage to minor combatants, and at least 124% more chain reaction to all other combatants. Varies slightly based on combatant type. Swords deal 123% more chain reaction damage to minor combatants, and at least 193% more chain reaction damage to all other combatants. Varies slightly based on combatant type. I know, bro.
This is hurting my brain.
I'm getting cooked right now. In the interest of transparency, though, we want to call out the 3 instances where this change results in a nerf of at least 5% decreased damage. We do not expect any of these to have serious impacts on balance or perk desirability. Hand cannons deal 20% less Dragonfly Firefly damage to major combatants. Sniper rifles deal 8% less Firefly Dragonfly damage to minors. And special ammo waveframe grenade launchers deal 6% less chain reaction damage to major, champion, and mini-boss combatants, and 14% less chain reaction damage to ultra and vehicle combatants. Do we care about this?
No one's using waveframes anymore. No one. If you use Firefly and Dragonfly and a sniper, you're off the team. And hand cannons getting a minor buff to mages is like, I see people complaining about it, but like it's not. Yeah. It's a minor nerf. Sorry, it's not a huge deal. Like you're not using it to damage mages for the most part anyway.
Yeah, I feel like if you're doing that, then are you not off the team already? Like,
well. I guess if you're trying to shoot like a yellow bar, actually, it's kind of like it's not a huge thing. I mean, the main thing is it's now like usable on like submachine guns and auto rifles, which I think is good. So I feel like no one ever used these perks on those guns, and maybe like they will now. I don't know. That's
what are you gonna say, Ham?
I also want to know if this works for reservoir bursts on fusion rifles.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
That would be good.
What's the interaction there?
Because reservoir burst is like 25% buff when your mag is full or overflowed on a fusion rifle. And if you get a kill with it, they explode, which is basically just chain reaction.
Oh.
It'd be nice if they get the buff.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they got the chain reaction buff.
Yeah. Okay, Bungie, please implement. That sounds good. Ooh, this next one sounds juicy. Champion interaction changes. In Season 20, we added the ability for subclass verbs, ignition, jolt, suppression, etc., to stun champions, and have since added these verbs to weapon traits and various exotic weapons through rebalances. We quickly realized these weapons had issues when paired with anti-champion effects from sources like the Artifact or Radiant. Please let this be about to say what I think it's going to say. To prevent erratic behavior, we barred certain exotics from gaining external anti-champ capabilities. It's become unclear to the player which exotic weapons are excluded, so we decided to address this issue formally. We've now made certain exotic weapons, most of which apply to subclass verb through gameplay, intrinsically anti-champ, and will adhere to the following soft rule from now on. Okay, hold. Weapons that intrinsically have the anti-champion symbol in the weapon tray cannot receive anti-champion capabilities from the artifact or from Radiant-like effects. Otherwise, they can receive external anti-champion capabilities and be able to continue their subclass verb anti-champ capabilities. My question is, why are we making this change when it's only a soft rule that will not even be adhered to in all situations? I don't really understand that.
What do you mean it won't be adhered to in most situations? I assume
Like that's what a soft
either
rule
or.
is. Like there will be exceptions, but like, why would there be exception? Can we think of what the exception would be? Like, why would they do that?
I'm not sure, because the clause otherwise they can receive external anti-champion capabilities says to me that like that is the exception. So I don't know why the exception is in the soft rule. But like, I don't know. The way I read this is like, if you have on Div has the overload symbol in the bottom left. So therefore, no matter what you do, artifact, radiant, blah, anything, it will always have the overload symbol, and you can't override that, and it will only ever do overload. But it's saying that other things, like, for example, Grand Overchar, I think doesn't have the symbol on it, even though the catalyst gives it blinding, which is unstopped.
Yeah,
But
so it's
that
alternate
means
fire
that
modes.
But that means that the Grand Overchar can receive Artifact and Radiant and all that stuff, and it will change the symbol in the bottom left. Maybe.
Oh, so maybe it's like... Do you think they could be doing it where if you fire the blinding shot of Queenie, it doesn't get the anti-champ capabilities, but the regular shots would? Do you think that's what they're saying, or no?
You'd have to ask someone who runs a lot of GMs, because I don't know how this... ATP would be a good person to ask. I mean, unless you know him.
I mean, I think they're saying, like, hey, if, like, you know, because Queenbreaker has, like, 2 fire modes. One is just damage mode and one is blinding mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think whenever it's in blinding mode, it's always going to do unstop, because that's, like, the mode it's in. But whenever it's in triple fire, it will get, like, radiant and anti-barrier stuff.
So we think it will get the external sources of anti-champ on the regular fire.
I mean, yeah, probably. That's probably why it's a soft rule and not a hard rule.
Yeah,
Because
that
they,
would make
you
more
know,
sense.
But yeah, I feel like Bungie, this could maybe have had one extra sentence added with like an example.
An example,
but maybe that's coming. Who knows? Because there's an exotic weapons thing coming up, so maybe they'll specify. So
saying keep reading, so
let's see. Vigilance Wing. Yeah, what the hell is that? Never heard of it. Vigilance Wing's exotic trait Last Stand
The dad rifle.
felt left behind by things like the alacrity origin trait. So we've made a change that will allow it to be active when running solo in PvE activities. Last Stand bonus is now active when running solo in PvE activities. Okay, cool. Ooh, the hierarchy buff. Okay, let's get into this. Hierarchy of Needs is a cool weapon. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was cool. That currently restricts the player's actions too much.
Pretty cool. I thought it was cool.
We wanted to increase flexibility with the weapon while keeping its fantasy intact. And while we were at it, we let it interact with other bows wielded by your allies or yourself.
Wait.
Players now gain charges of Guidance Ring with any hit from Hierarchy of Needs, and now only need 3 charges to deploy their ring. Hierarchy's spawned Guidance Ring duration has increased from 13 to 20 seconds. Hierarchy's spawned Guidance Ring now rotates to face its owner. Players are now limited to 1 Guidance Ring in the world per player. Spawning a second will remove your previous ring. All bows now spawn missiles when fired through an allied player's Guidance Ring. Yes, all bows.
Wait. Hold on.
Now, team.
Levy's breath with the
This could be the
fucking
Gallahorn
guided ring.
of Levy's breath, bro. Oh my god.
Oh my days!
Now let's think about it here.
Yep.
Now
They
let's
said
get
all
down to
bows.
brass tacks here.
They said all bows, and T-Ghoul
said all
shoots 3
bows.
shots at a time.
Yeah, they said all bows.
Wait, you're right. Wait.
So
Wait, which one?
3
Tikus?
times the
Yeah.
rockets?
T-Ghoul
Dude,
and
Tiku's already
T-Ghoul's.
has its own like level. There's gonna be some interactions there. I love Tiku's.
Wish we
And-
were able to have this with bolt charge also.
Oh,
I-
dude.
I just, yeah, this is gonna be absurd.
So
I hope it's actually good.
I hope it's I hope it's not like all flash, no substance, bro. Because like I want to just shoot a Levy's breath through it and see it just missiles and Levy's breath. It's gonna be cool.
So not only that, they've also, this last point here, they fixed an issue where Hierarchy's Seeker missiles would not play detonation visual effects when colliding with the world geometry. So that's a small thing. But also,
DMT.
remember Bushido, the new set bonus, affects bows, right? Does everyone have to hand what that does? I can pull it up if not. I think Bushido is... Let me see.
Dude, please let this be like OP, so people use Levy's breath. That would be hilarious. Like actually hilarious.
I'm just trying to get my own video to load. It's not loading. 1 second.
Because the thing is like this needs to be so OP because that ring is kind of small. So having 6 people shooting through it's going to be like a little clunky. But if it's like if those missiles do 1 billion damage, like oh man, we're in.
Does it still? Oh, Raffle, you go.
No. You go ahead.
Oh, you know how it like ramps up the further you are? Is that still a thing? Because personally, I don't really want to be 40 meters away.
Hopefully they, I don't know. Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like they got rid of that.
Oh man.
I would have said it. Oh.
The Bushido set bonus buff is the 2-piece is final blows with freshly drawn or reloaded weapons heal you. So that's just like weapons. But then the 4-piece bonus is bow and then also shotgun and sword. Final blows temporarily reduce incoming damage. Damaging targets with those weapons extends the effect. So you could be firing, get some final blows, get extra damage resist as well, and then start blowing everything up with these missiles. Mickey, this sounds fun.
Easy.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's gonna be like. I think on like Ryan said, like Bolt Charge Titan where you're already posted up. This would be good. Yeah, for like ad clear and stuff. But I'm really hoping that the new crossbow and with levies, like it's actually could be viable for damage. But I don't know. That's might be not what they're going for. But we can only hope. That would be such a cool thing to have. Oh man.
Yeah, Bungie, we need the crossbow to count as a bow. I don't know that would count as a bow, right?
I think it does. I think they said. I think they said it does count for all of your bow, like bow.
Got it.
Bow thing.
Yeah. Although I guess it would be less suitable for this just because I think part of the intended loop with the crossbow is that you would go and get your bolts, and this is obviously less suitable for a situation where you're going to get bolts and then coming back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if you're 40 meters away.
Or you're 40 years old, like Evan
Or
F
40
997.
years
Yeah.
Yeah. Also
here.
POV, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Christ.
I'm
He's
pretty
already
sure
dead.
Evan's definitely. There's no way Evan's not younger than Milo. There's just no way.
Evan's the uncared. So, Dead Man's Tale. Dead Man's Tale has developed a reputation in the Crucible over its years in-game, but has always struggled a bit in PvE. We've made some adjustments to help it cancel out its long reload time and reward players more for landing their headshots. Each stack of Cranial Spike now grants plus 3.4% damage versus competence, max 17% at 5 stacks, and plus 1 rounds reloaded. Any comments before we move on?
Yeah, we're still not using it.
It's still a dead man. Okay. Duality. The previous set of changes to Duality were good, but didn't do quite as much as we were hoping. We've relaxed the trigger on its trait perk to allow it to ramp into good single target damage more consistently. Added a secondary activator for on black wings, which now gives the buff when landing most of your pellets on a target. The Navigator. The Navigator is an interesting exotic, but it's felt a bit one-trick for its woven mail and tangle creation. We've added a bonus to the weapon while the wielder has woven mail to let it excel while you're using it for its original purpose. And
Okay, sorry about that.
there will be more sources of woven mail from the artifact next season. So when the user has woven mail, you get 25% increased damage in PvE, 5% in PvP, and you get increased ammo generation stat. Am I crazy for thinking that seems like a pretty big buff?
The Navigator?
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't the main reason to use Navigator for the catalyst anyway, for the whole like tangle, and then you just like obviously Titans do their thing?
Yeah,
I mean, having it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, you tell me. Like the other thing that people used it for, like, was on Crota. I remember Crota Day 1. Like people were shooting each other to give them woven mail.
Stop. He hasn't done Crota.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't hear a word you just said. I was like, my eyes were glazed over, like I was staring into space. So I'm good.
No one uses its gun to add clear, so like, I mean,
yeah. I mean, maybe that gives it more utility now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I think Oz in the chat makes a good point, which that like 1.25 times 0 is still 0. So maybe it's just it's whatever.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's better, but yeah. Go ahead, Ham.
Yeah, no. It is also just a weaker trace rifle than other trace rifles, just because it's Navigator. So it, like, if you shoot Aegers and if you shoot this, Navigator will just do less because it's Navigator.
Right.
So like this buff doesn't do anything.
Sounds like it needs to.
I will say, in the scenario where you are running a Navigator for whatever utility reason that you're running it for, this is going to make it feel better for sure. Like, it will make it feel better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think people are going to whip it out more often for the damage.
I guess while you're grinding to get your catalyst, you can have more damage.
Get more damage. Yeah.
Okay. Wicked Implement. We've shifted Wicked Implement to a faster fire rate to better align with its gameplay fantasy. With our recent changes to how Stasis interacts with champions, we've also made Wicked Implement to be anti-overload intrinsically to align with Stasis's role in the sandbox. Now it's a rapid fire RPM. It now takes one additional hit to start slowing and to freeze to account for the faster RPM. It's increased mag size to 20 and is now intrinsically anti-overload. Thoughts?
Better.
That's cool.
Wait, is intrinsic anti-overload not a nerf? Because wasn't it already overload, but now it specifically can't get other champ buffs? Am I tripping?
Wait, can you explain to me how it was previously overload, but like isn't that therefore meaning it's the same thing?
Stasis slow is overload.
Well, it is right now, but in Edge of Fate, it's Shatter that's intrinsic overload, right?
Is it?
Isn't that the change they're making for Tinashes? Because they're saying that right now, like chill clip stuff or whatever, just like those sorts of things. If it slows, isn't it? Or am I mixing it up with Unstop here? Which is the one that they're moving it to, chat?
I thought they were getting rid of Unstop.
Okay, I think I mixed up then. I think Overload is fine.
Yeah. So okay, I'm also being told that it already couldn't get champ mods, which is stupid. But now it officially can't get champ mods. So nothing's actually effectively changed. They just basically changed it to a rapid fire, which is good, I think. Like,
yeah. So maybe. I think what I was saying was right. Is that they've removed slow affecting unstops, and now only shatter affects overloads.
Yeah. So this being overload is actually good then, because you'll be able to stun them way before you like even freeze them or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. Yeah, good change.
Okay.
Heart Shadow. A big constrictor for a lot of heavy swords is just how fast they chew through ammo. It makes it hard to choose when and where to use them, especially for a weapon like Heart Shadow that very much wants you to use it to clear out all chaff by peeking in and out of invisibility. So with these changes, we've leaned harder into that fantasy. They've increased the ammo reserves, reduced the cost of heavy attack to 3 from 4, and they've added defeats while shot in the dark is active, make you invisible once more. Okay.
That's good.
I feel like there's already so many ways to go invis in the game right now, right? Like I feel like every time I tune in, there's like people are going invis left and right. I'd find a hard place to find Heart Shadow fitting into the sandbox at this point in the game. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, this definitely makes it better because I mean, I've used that weapon for challenges and it feels terrible. Like it feels so bad because of the ammo. So this is gonna help a lot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the defeats while shot in the dark is active, making invisible once more, is also helping because if you can just like light attack while you're invisible and you'll go invisible again, which is huge. Like for the people who are using this, it's actually really good. But yeah, it is very niche. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to use it still.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably not either.
It is nice to have access to invis though on a weapon because like yeah, you know, Hunter's easily available, like invis is easily available, but like if I'm on Titan and I want to go invis, it's racking or bust pretty much. So this is kind of nice.
Or prismatic with assassin.
Oh, assassin, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Worldline 0. Worldline has always been a fun sword to play with, but it's largely fallen out of favor ever since it lost its ability to let you skate, alongside the introduction of Eager Edge. To give it a more defined niche, we're leaning into its Tesseract ability, emphasizing add clear via rapid, nimble teleports. Increased lunge distance of the heavy Tesseract attack by 3 meters, removed the ability to chain 2 blink attacks back to back, added a new effect, defeating a target with Tesseract allows you to Tesseract again for a short duration, and these extra blinks, or blink attacks, cost less ammo and consume less guard energy. Sounds like a fun change.
This is a weird one because like on one end, like blinking back to back, like I can't really think of a scenario where like Worldline improves drastically from this. It's just kind of changing its personality because they're right. Like Worldline was mostly used just for skating. It was skating before Eager Edge.
Right.
But this is like, I don't really know what this does for it. It's just kind of like, all right, let's make it more of an ad clear weapon, but like how much reduced ammo? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
I feel like this one's very niche. Very, very niche change.
Yeah. Devil's Ruin is next. Devil's Ruin is another exotic that's felt a bit one trick for a long time now, just like Bog on my dog. We've reworked the weapon to remove its fire on release behavior, as well as making the beam mode more of a reward once it has been enabled. Removed fire on release behavior. Beam is now behind special reload. Kills with the weapon make fire sprites, and picking up a fire sprite enables the special reload. Beam now scorches on hit and ignites on kills. Increased mag size to 20 and is now intrinsically anti-unstop.
Damn. Okay, Devil's Ruin?
Will it be enough
What?
to make it interesting, do you think?
Yes.
Yeah?
I don't know
Pretty
about like an everyday loadout for everything, but definitely way more interesting now. I remember Devil's Ruin was the oh my god, it was what was the goo, oh my god. Well, in Shadowkeep people used it on Stadia. It was the Stadia Trials weapon. I remember that. It was also intrinsically anti-unstop it had unstop for a while, maybe not intrinsically. But
The beam was unstopped.
The beam was unstop, yeah. Oh my god, dude.
I feel like people in chat are sort of disagreeing on whether this is a buff or a nerf. Seems like there's
nerf for PvP, buff for PvE.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, it's gonna be a GM weapon if anything.
Right.
So we'll just see, I guess.
Tommy's Matchbook. Tommy's Matchbook runs into issues with survivability and overall usability. These changes focus on improving that experience, allowing players to maintain ignition trigger even if they stop shooting for a moment, and providing intrinsic avenues to heal back lost health without completely removing build crafting potential. We also wanted to provide a higher incentive for players to hipfire this weapon and improve how self-damage is communicated to the user and to other players. So, General, added a burning screen effect while the player takes self-damage from ignition trigger. Other players who are taking self-damage from ignition trigger will now have a burning effect surrounding their model. Ignition trigger. The HUD buff now appears as a bar. While ignition trigger is active, the bar charges as you fire the weapon and drains when you don't. So long as the bar has some charge, ignition trigger will remain active. Heatsink. Hipfire self-damage decreased to 50% less damage than ADS self-damage, previously 33% less damage. Catalyst. Removed improved health regen. Now, final blows while ignition trigger is active grant cure ×1 to the user, and Scorch on hit is unchanged.
Cool. That's kind of cool.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, it's just
Winter Bite. With the massive update to how melee damage works, this always-on effect on Winter Bite ended up being a bit too much free damage, especially in comparison to swords. Like Wicked Implement, Winter Bite will now be intrinsically anti-overload to align with the changes made to Stasis Shatter's champion stunning, reduced enhanced melee damage with ammo to plus 20% versus bosses, down from plus 50%. This is to account for this now being able to receive melee damage bonuses from a variety of sources, and yeah, it's now intrinsically anti-overload. That is Winter Bite. Yeah, rest in peace, enhanced melee damage with ammo versus bosses.
just straight up rip
Yeah, that's-
Winter Bite a little bit.
Bye.
That feels
Bye-bye,
rough.
Winter Bite.
But also, that plus 20% is additive, presumably, because it's a melee thing, so it's even worse. Like,
Yeah, and people only really use it this season because of Nobel, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Nobel was sent those.
I mean, it could be good with, like, a lot of melee buff stacking, but I don't see it being better than, like, you know, Bastion or 1-2 Punch. I just...
yeah,
like,
Bastion giving me
I don't know.
300% extra melee sounds kind of cool to me.
Yeah.
That should
Yeah.
be going crazy.
Okay. Anti-champion changes. Okay, they've given us some examples. The following weapons have not been rebalanced, but have been given anti-champ capabilities intrinsically, likely as described before. Queenie is now anti-unstop, and they've just written Queen's Breaker. They haven't written, like, Queenie Altfire or whatever, so that makes me think that it is actually the regular fire also.
Sure.
That's cool.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
To make the regular
Another
fire...
functionality.
Yeah.
they got it.
It's
Salvation's
there.
Grip and Dragon's Breath will also be anti-unstop. Okay. Anti-Overload, Tractor Cannon, Darcy, and Two-Tailed Fox. And Conditional Finality can be anti-Overload or anti-Unstop, depending on which element is active. Okay.
Cool.
So, to comment on my previous comment, I was asking, why is it a soft rule? I didn't realize that things like conditional finality existed. I guess in those circumstances, like, kind of has to be a soft rule because you can have two things. So, like, fair enough. I guess that's just the sandbox being the sandbox. My last one, and then I'm going to pass the mic. Regarding PvP, for those of you who've been looking for PvP tuning numbers, we're aware of the math in terms of balancing around fixed health values and the new weapon stat damage bonuses. We have our finger on the trigger and are aimed at a number of targets, but we want to make sure the weapons and perks we choose to tune actually become balance issues, instead of preemptively nerfing a bunch of builds or playstyles before you're even able to try them out. Once it's known how realistic it is to achieve certain stat combos and what trade-offs those stat splits enforce, we'll have a more complete picture to determine how problematic these builds actually are in the Crucible. We'll be watching and gathering your feedback, and we are standing by, ready to adjust as necessary in near future updates. Okay.
Okay.
Who wants the mic?
Beautiful.
Power time.
Those guys.
I mean,
Those guys.
I don't mind reading, but I haven't heard Bogus read in a long time. I'm just saying. I don't even think I've ever heard you read on this TWID.
Power in the Edge of Fate. Let's get it. Okay.
Okay, pause. Who should this sound like, Evan?
Oh god,
Oh.
I can't do accents.
Well, you're gonna have to try.
Wait,
An
we'll make it
American
easy. We'll make it
accent.
easy. We'll make it easy. Like
Alright.
you gotta sound like the guy with the really big knife, the Australian guy with the really big knife. Was like, that's not a knife.
Oh, you're talking about
That's not a knife."
Sniper.
Yeah, you sound super Aussie.
Yeah, close enough.
Super Aussie.
I don't know, man. You'll
How do
find
I do
it.
super Aussie without just swearing a lot?
It's just like every time you're gonna swear, just pause.
Do the stereo, like whatever the stereotype is, do that. Stereotype yourself.
Yeah, be Crocodile Dundee. There you go, Crocodile Dundee.
I don't.
Oh, he's getting shy.
I don't think I can do. I can't do my own accent.
Come
Is that
on,
bad?
Just do an American accent then. Just do
Yeah,
American.
do an American
I can't-
accent.
dude, I
Do
can't-
American.
You've got to be able to do your own accent. Like, what the hell, bro?
But to me, it's not an accent, you know.
Yeah, but like, if Americans are doing British accents, they're always like, Hello, Governor. I'm going to the shops today, Governor. I sound a little bit like Michael Caine, but I've got 2 fingers up each nostril, Governor. That's what I sound like if I'm American, Governor. Like, you've got to be able to do something like that, surely.
Bog, every British or Australian person I've ever known does American accent with like a surfer bro voice. There was like, yo, dude, power in the edge of fate, dude.
Yeah, man, give us that. Surfer bro.
You also have to say like cheeseburger after every sentence or something.
Yeah, radical.
Cheeseburger. Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, with
Just
the
a fast food
reimagining,
chain.
with the reimagining of Destiny 2's core gameplay experience comes
Yes!
a refreshed version of player power. We've overhauled how you earn power and what it means to your journey across the season to be more meaningful experience.
Whoa.
Yeah, radical. We've
Radical.
also removed.
You sound like Freddy Fazbear.
We've also removed weekly barriers and are giving you more agency in choosing how you want to level up. Earning power will be more intuitive than ever before, with more activities, even offering a reward forecast that enables you to plan your rewards.
Far out.
Radical. Far out, dude. Increase your power by overcoming great challenges and earn higher tiers of both armor and weapons that come with additional stats and benefits.
That's totally cool, man.
That's far out, bro.
I can't do that anymore. I'm gonna have a seizure.
That was perfect.
Wait, did someone say
are you...
tubular?
Uh-oh.
Wait, yeah, Bog, hit us zoinks real quick.
Zoinks, dude.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Jinkies. Jinkies.
Guys? Yes, Raggy.
Rick?
Yeah, all right.
Ham,
You gotta do a Scooby-Doo voice.
Scooby for the next paragraph. Hit it.
Yeah, Scooby.
Rick?
So,
The first thing you'll notice when you log into the Edge of Fate is the power refresh. Power refreshing over the years has created huge numbers that can be confusing and unintuitive, particularly for new and returning players, Raggy. When the Edge of Fate releases on July 15th, power will be refreshed to start at 10 for much cleaner and more intuitive experience. Yeah, Scooby Snack. Legacy power will still be visible on the power tooltip. If you want to know what your power would be in the old system.
I can't tell if you're doing Scooby or Foghorn Leghorn from Looney Tunes, bro.
I don't know what that is. I wasn't born when that was a thing.
Come on, Bog, you got this. You got this. Finish it out. We'll get
Who's the next character? Who's the next character?
Oh, can you do Gollum from The Hobbit?
I haven't watched that.
Ham, you do Gollum from The Hobbit.
You
It's time.
you do Gollum for Power Band.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, Hobbit is the power. It's an updated power band. Everyone from 10 to 200. Power will work as traditionally. They replay the previous chapter. Easy progress just before the game. Of course, whatever you play, the win. I
don't know where we are, bro.
The PvP. The returning your favorite classic destination. These activities in the program will offer increased position. While completing missions involving secret chests. Oh, my chest. Invade shoutouts for cheats. We have the fastest progression. Lots of activity content will exist in the Power Band, including an entire Edge expansion pack. Event activities and all legacy content. But even the redacted raid. All these activities won't ask you to earn more than 200 power to play the Master Bonus. And we have a reward of 200 when played at harder difficulties. More than later. You can climb to the power couple and you'll be able to earn tier 1, tier 2, and even occasional tier 3 drops. This game is as strong as legendary, or even adept weapons from the Edge of Fate. Your progress up to the power couple will also stick around the new season, which is when Destiny 2 Renegade releases in December. give you consistent access to gear is strong, even better than what is used to. There's really tons of activities to play.
Dude, like,
Yeah,
I'm
what's up?
crying so much.
I don't know where you. That was a mythical pull. That was beautiful. That was.
Destroy your voice.
Oh
I was having a good time.
Oh my goodness.
Bro.
Dude, it was like
that deserves a cinema.
it was
That's
like
a cinema
Gollum
right there.
ate Elmo, and Elmo was speaking from inside Gollum's stomach. Like,
Elmo just had to. Elmo was inside. Elmo had to be
Literally.
released, but Gollum was on the surface.
oh wow.
Maybe
y'all
it was
got the
just
rest,
Gollum
y'all
when he
got
was like
it.
a young man, just younger Gollum.
Dude.
I
Oh my
like fully.
God.
I couldn't breathe for about 3 minutes just then. I was just done.
I
So
don't
what's
even
your
know what I
Milo's
just
Aussie
read.
accent now?
What's? Oh my God! Wait, what did you say?
I'm telling you, Ham had so many voices, bro. You should have asked him earlier.
Wow.
What's your
Uh,
Milo's Aussie accent
All right,
now?
what's the next voice for seasonal bonus power? Hey, wait, do we
Beats
need to
me.
reread through that because I'm not sure if I understood.
I
any of
haven't
it.
taken
I
a
don't, I don't
word.
even know what I read. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Taking
I
a
was
single
yapping.
word.
It's just
Oh.
it's literally like we're power grinding again.
We're
Yeah.
power grinding. There's soft caps. There's
Yeah.
different tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's old stuff.
All right.
Oh wait,
Oh.
who
Wait.
here can do the best Mickey Mouse impression?
Not me.
Probably Ham.
Someone just hit it.
Probably-
I heard it.
Probably him.
I think it's
It was
Evan.
Ham.
I think
Oh,
I heard
okay.
Evan.
Oh, since Shadowkeep, the seasonal artifact has offered a way to increase your power level above the power cap.
What is
Official for artifact bonus power.
Yes.
While
what?
this was a great way to get an advantage in high power activities, it wasn't consistent with finding new, better gear. Driven instead by XP, it incentivizes behaviors like bounty farming that didn't quite focus on overcoming new gear and greater challenges. Oh-ho!
It's really him.
In the Edge of Fate, seasonal bonus power will now live right on with your weapons and armor and movies like The Lion King remaster instead of on a seasonal artifact. By overcoming harder challenges in PvE and like our Star Wars movies that we've been really struggling with over at Disney, as customized by you, or challenging yourself in competitive and trials for PvP, you can earn gear with greater amounts of seasonal bonus power that will increase your level beyond the power cap.
Woo!
Dude.
The lawyers are coming. The lawyers are coming.
Guys.
Meanie is gonna be
feel like I'm-
really pissed when she hears about that power cap. I'm gonna be grinding all the time.
I feel like I'm at the clubhouse right
on how
now.
much power progression you can earn either, so your power can climb for as long as you want to play. Just like artifact bonus power before it, these seasonal bonus power levels are limited to the current season, and any weapons or armor above the power cap will be back at 200 at the start of the season. Yo-ho!
The delayed.
Team, I
Yo!
got bad news. We like just reached halfway.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. First of
We
all,
are just over halfway done.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Get comfy.
I would like to request a 30-second I'm gonna pass out if I hear another impression break. Cause
Yeah, sure.
that was incredible.
Telling me you don't want to hear. You're telling me you don't want to hear Ham's goal voice?
Oh, I want to hear it all, just at healthy intervals. I'm gonna go grab some water. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Dude, we got
When it comes back, we all gotta go, like-
No, Ham. How is your either Yoda or Kermit?
Oh, not good.
Oh,
I can-
come
I
on.
can
I can do Yoda.
I can go
I can-
hey Peter. I can do that one.
You just have to kind of say every once in a while. No, not Marge Simpson.
Hurry!
No, what the?
What?
Dude, this stream is gonna kill me, bro.
Oh, we were just getting it out of our system while you were gone, Milo. Sorry.
Yeah, what's
Oh my
up?
god. Oh my god.
Wait, he's not back. Okay.
No, he's
yeah,
not.
You have to do goal by at some point, Ham.
I am God.
Although my Gaul voice isn't actually Gaul, it's just like be
fine.
acting like I'm 1,000 pounds.
Dude,
Dude, you got to do like the callus. Wait,
Do I still have the? Oh,
I don't know if that's.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if
that's
still
what
the.
I meant. That's what I meant, callus.
Oh, the
My bad.
callus. Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I
yeah.
meant, that's what I meant, that's
Little
what I meant.
callus. Daughter.
What did I just get back to? What is
Okay. Okay.
Or just wait. Hold
Nothing-
on. I don't
nothing to
want
see
to. I don't
here.
want to spoil. I don't want to spoil anything because I don't know which raids or dungeons you have left to do. So I don't want to like spoil a voice. Can't be
You can
can't be
do
dropping
you can
voices.
do anything that isn't.
Can I not do callus? Is
do
callus
callus.
not?
I did
Yeah,
Lightfall
you-
yesterday.
okay.
You can do Callus. Yep.
Yeah,
All
you can
right.
callus, yeah.
All right. We'll do.
When I was saying
bonus-
goal, I meant callus. Dude.
Okay, we'll do bonus power and rewards as callus, and then from there, Ham will just surprise us with a voice.
Uh-oh.
All right, here we go. All right, Milo, you ready?
Yes. Yes, sir. Whoa.
bonus power and rewards.
Oh
Whoa.
my god.
As with the climb to the power cap of 200, by increasing your power level further with seasonal bonus power, you will be able to earn even higher tiers of armor and weapons, with even greater and fatter benefits. When the Edge of Fate first launches, you will be able to increase your power as much as a total of 450. I remember those days. Earning high enough grades from portal activities to give consistent growth and growing fat from strength all the way to 400. Total power 400 to 450 rewards will at first come from the newly upgraded Prime engrams. Remember to use your Prime engrams, which drop with both higher power and higher gear tier than your regular rewards. Achieving higher grades in the portal activities improves your chances of finding Prime engrams, which are also no longer limited by the week. With the Ash and Iron major update later this season, you will be able to earn total power all the way to 550.
Whoa.
Regular rewards from portal activities will be able to drop up to 500 total power, and Prime engrams will again award gear up to the hard cap of 550. For those who reach 500 power, they will be rewarded with regular drops of the highest tier of weapons and armor, Tier 5. This gear comes with both unique aesthetic qualities and the highest stats. So being able to consistently farm them will be an aspirational journey for the most ambitious Guardians. And make sure to regularly check what's going on in the portal. Challenges on the seasonal hub page and events will both be a great way to get some bonus power progression.
He sounded so happy all of a sudden when he said, make sure to regularly check the portal. He was like, it's my favorite part of my week. Check the portal.
Check the portal.
He got so happy.
My Fortnite menu, yay.
Team, I'm gonna be honest, I am drawing a blank on what voice to use.
Guys,
Oh, we gave you some suggestions, man.
Here, I can do Bog.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah.
True.
Wah, 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 wah.
And also, guys,
Please time, dailies.
guys,
guys,
I'll just read it. Infusion is a great way to increase the power of your favorite items, but needing a constant supply of upgrade modules to do it was a hassle. We're simplifying infusion to instead use enhancement cores
hey,
directly.
hold on, sorry. Can you do the bully voice?
Can I do the bully voice?
Yes!
Oh, so you no longer need to make constant trips to Banshee, dweeb. Any upgrade modules you might have in your inventory from Start Edge of Fate can be safely dismantled to reclaim 5,000 Glimmer and 1 enhancement core. The same price that Banshee 44 and 801 sold them for. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Can you infuse You can infuse levels of seasonal bonus power to your favorite gear.
What is
Using a
this
new
noise?
currency called unstable cores. We find unstable cores from a variety of sources. How did I do that? The primary way to acquire them is by dismantling unneeded gear.
Sound like the Valorant like e-boy right now.
So stupid.
No, continue. You gotta finish
Seasonal
this
bonus
out.
Oh, that's seasonal bonus power levels. The higher the bonus power of the item you dismantle, the greater of unstable cores you'll see. Likewise, infusing yeah, I messed up. I don't really study that much.
One more time.
Likewise, infusing items with a larger difference in bonus power. I'll take more unstable cores. What's happening? Am I the weird one? Unstable cores will have larger target caps. I'll be refreshed as the start of next season, alongside seasonal bonus power.
Damn.
I feel like I just got seduced. Like I don't know what's happening.
I couldn't put a finger on what just happened.
What's up?
Bog, hit me with your best Peter Griffin.
Dude, you can't do that. What does it even sound like?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what he sounds like.
I can do Lois.
You can do Lois, but you can't do
Wait,
Peter?
yeah. Do Lois.
Do Lois.
I can
Do
just say
Lois.
Peter. That's all I can do is just say Peter.
Oh, you got a whole paragraph to read, so give it a go.
Yeah, go for it. Go.
Peter. Fuck. Peter. The edge of fate. Dude, this is not.
Do it.
Peter,
Send
the
it.
edge of
Send
fate
it.
is
Send it.
here.
You go.
Me?
Yeah, it's on.
All right.
Now, bro.
I'm doing Peter. Lois is great, but I'm gonna do Peter. Quality of life. With the edge of fate, the power climb should be more intuitive than ever before. Seasonal bonus power offers a refreshed player journey, just like the clam, for the highest tiers of gear every season, while keeping numbers understandable and meaningful. Dude, the Peter is hard. I can't.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Peter's hard. All right, I'm going. The reward forecast for many activities will preview exactly what power your reward will be when you release the target score. With the new core game modifier system, you can even curate what kind of challenge you're in for, allowing everyone's power journey to be uniquely tailored to exactly how they would want to play. Portal content will also feature daily bonus-focused rewards across both PvE and PvP, which allow you to target earning power on gear for a specific slot that you might be missing around the average. Average. Both account-wide power progression and fireteam power introduced in the final shape will be sticking around as well. So your progress will carry over to all your characters and you can always play with your friends.
Very good. Very good. Bravo.
Thank you.
Yep.
Somebody else got to do the accents, man.
I want someone needs
Hi,
to
guys. Hi, guys.
Yeah, someone needs to do an impression of me for this next paragraph.
Bog, go.
Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. In the Edge of Fate, we're taking a deep look at our core game activities, in-game economies, and rebuilding them along.
Can I not read, Bog?
Dude, I'm trying to work out the accent very hard. Core
I
game
can't
activities.
read is the problem.
Core game activities, solo ops, fire team ops, pinnacle ops, crucible, and trials of Osiris will be your primary sources of glimmer, strange coins, and masterwork materials. These rewards will scale alongside your gear, with better rewards coming from high difficulty content. As you can see below, a lot is changing with this release and will continue to evolve over the coming seasons, based on your feedback and analytics. Please keep it coming.
Coming. So that was me if I was Bog. Got it.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Okay, now you do me if I was.
What about?
if you were
Okay, hold on. Can I do that one guy from District 9?
Dude,
Oh.
do it.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but sure.
Okay, we've got the armor masterworking. So along with armor 3.0, masterworking new pieces of armor will have their costs changed depending on the tier of the armor piece. in our Edge of Fate reveal stream, we mentioned that armor now drops with energy completely filled in, so players can begin to build craft immediately with armor mods. Masterworking armor is now focused on increasing stats. If you want to reach your full stat potential, you'll want to fully masterwork your armor. The higher the tier, the more it costs. We want players to be able to engage with the masterwork system without them worrying about wasting materials on lower tier gear. Additionally, armor now has 5 masterwork levels rather than 10. If you notice, the costs for tier 5 in the table below don't worry just yet. We're rebalancing the distribution of masterwork materials pretty dramatically when the Edge of Fate arrives. Enhancement prisms will be a bit more common than they were previously to better fit their role between enhancement cores and ascendant shards. In core game activities, you'll have a chance for major enemies to drop materials such as masterwork materials, maybe even some other goodies. Here's a table with the costs of masterworking every tier of armor. I'm not going to read the table. Do I look like a spreadsheet to you? No, I don't think so. I'm not a prawn. Okay? I'm not a prawn.
What?
Now
What?
that these
Accent.
changes apply only to new armor, weapon masterworking is unchanged from how it was previously, even if it may be revisited in a future release.
You went for that was beautiful.
That was
But
insane. That
you
was
went
like
from
South
like you went from like New Zealand to like French to like South African to like back to British.
We can do a little bit of the French.
Oh,
We can do this as well. Or we can do
That was
I need to hear a bog salt impression.
oh
Judd, Amateur
My
Judd.
camera. Oh,
My
my
Amateur
camera.
Judd. That's all I can say. I don't
Nice work.
Really, we've not my fault.
oh my god! Wait, Salt, did you just join the call?
Really,
Whoa.
not my fault.
Okay, we've got who can hit us with a Scottish accent?
You can. I want to hear
Yeah, you
Decimate
can. You're right there.
My Scottish is not so good, you know. It's not so
A
good.
German accent. Can you do a German accent?
I can do Edward Richtofen. We can do this.
No.
So the destination. Oh, I love the destination. The destination materials, which stopped dropping from resource nodes starting in the Witch Queen, and later only granted glamour and or reputation, will be fully deprecated when the Edge of Fate arrives. Master Rahul will no longer accept destination materials, and they will no longer have any value. This is the list of materials that we can safely delete it after July 15th. Finest Mataviv. Oh, Dusklight Shard. Microphasic Data Lattice. Baryon Bow. Helium Filament. Glacial Starvort. And Spin Metal Leaves. I hate
That
you,
was-
Dempsey.
Oh,
That was so
Brian,
good.
oh.
das ist gut, ja. Das ist gut.
Das ist gut, ja.
Das ist
That
gut.
was that was like you could tell that one was really well rehearsed too. That one was beautiful.
I've had a bit of Rickman in my time. A little bit.
He's pulled that one out many times.
Oh, dude.
We could
Wow.
do let me see. We've got this one's gonna be rougher. I'm not so good at this one. Vanguard Ops Onslaught. Onslaught has been rebuilt to be a part of the core game activity engine and will drop new tiered rewards. That means the older gear, the Blave Arsenal, needs to be moved to a different place, so the loot pool only offers the new gear. Brave Arsenal weapons will be moved to a part of Zur's wares. Only the standard non-foil versions of these weapons will be available. Zavala will no longer offer Onslaught attunement.
Thank you, Nikolai.
Thank you. Nikolai, thank you.
Thank you.
I tried. Wonky Nikolai.
Evan, surely you got one in the chamber. For
Oh, Nightfalls. While Nightfalls will remain accessible from Word tab in the Edge of Fate, yes, they must. They will no longer work on a weekly rotator, but on a daily one.
Oh.
And will include all nightfall strikes and battlegrounds. This requires some changes to how loot was delivered. Nightfall weapons, legacy gear, they are now. Nightfall? I almost said Lightfall. Who remembers that? Ooh. Nightfall loot pool will be updated to include previous Nightfall weapons that have origin traits. Nightfall rewards are on a knockout list until all Nightfall weapons have been unlocked. From then on, all Nightfall weapons. Flat drop chance. Grandmaster Nightfalls no longer exist, as their purpose and function have been transferred to the portal screen and conquests. You will still experience Grandmaster difficulty. They must. Just in other activities.
I think that sounds like a good change to go to a daily rotator. I think I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I think that's actually a really good change.
And it's if I load into a GM now, is it match made or no? It's not, right?
No.
No. Okay. Cool. All right.
I thought for some reason in my head I had it that like you could queue up a regular, like the lowest difficulty GM and you'd be with other people, but then like the higher up you go.
Yeah, you can. You can queue up a low difficulty Nightfall. Yeah.
Yeah, a Nightfall,
Sorry,
but not
not
a GM.
my bad. Yeah. Okay, legacy rituals. Oh, ritual activities. This could be big, but it doesn't look like it's a big section.
I can give this one a little bit of the London accent, you know. We can go legacy rituals like so. Activities that don't offer tiered gear require some adjustments in the new system. Ritual reputation reward tracks have been removed. Ritual engrams have been removed. Legacy focusing remains, but costs have been updated with the removal of ritual engrams. Legacy armor and legacy weapons will cost 15,000 glimmer and 3 enhancement cores.
Bosh.
There you go. Bish bash bosh. Right, I'm gonna keep it rocking and rolling. We're gonna be traveling down the apples and pears for this one. So, vendors and reputation rank tracks. When you start playing the Edge of Fate, you'll notice the vendor reputation system's been removed from vendors in the tower, with the exception of Hawthorne. This new approach comes hand in hand with a rebalance of rewards throughout the game. Without going into too much detail, we could say that removing these reputation tracks allows us to be more rewarding with currencies and gear that drop from activities. With that in mind, here's a list of additional changes coming to a fistful of vendors with the new expansion. We hope it helps you understand their new duties. So, Zua will not sell legendary armor in the Edge of Fate. All of Zua's legendary armors will move to Ada 1, where she will sell them for cosmetic purposes. Zua will now sell 2 exotic armor pieces per class per week. One will be from the existing pool of exotics that Zver has always sold. One will be from the Beyond Light, Witch Queen, Lightfall and Final Shape pools. And players must own the expansion these exotics are associated with in order to purchase them from Zua. Zua will continue to sell catalysts, but they've been moved to the Strange Gear Offers sub-menu. Zua will sell exotic class items every week. Players still need to acquire the exotic class item from Dual Destiny or Fountain of the Legs before Zua will allow players to purchase exotic class items. Zua will sell 9 legendary weapons per week, 3 weapons per slot, class-specific swords, which aren't class-specific anymore, are still in Zua's inventory but will not be available every week. Zua has had Brave Arsenal weapons added to his inventory. Zua has had Legacy Nightfall and Trials weapons added to his inventory. Rare chance at Adept weapons showing up. Standard weapons will cost 17 strange coins. Adept weapons will cost 41. Zur has had weapons from Echoes, Revenant, Heresy added to his inventory. Rare chance at Adept Heresy weapons. Standard weapons will cost 17 coins. Adept weapons will cost 41. Zur has had Legacy Comp Crucible weapons added to his inventory. Zur will no longer sell Nightfall ciphers, Gambit engrams, Crucible engrams, Vanguard engrams, or upgrade modules. Onwards to Ada. So with Ada, we've already covered Ada's new duties in previous TWIDs, but let's have a little reminder. Ada will be offering up to 20 bounties per season, per class. Ada's inventory of legacy armors has been expanded to include armors previously distributed by Zur. Legacy armor will cost 15,000 glimmer and 3 enhancement cores. Ada will offer players who have made it to the tower for the first time before the Edge of Fate a bundle of exotic armor tokens to be used to roll for exotic armors with new stat packages. Players must have unlocked an item in collections before it's eligible for re-rolls on Ada 1. These tokens are a one-time offer. These offers will disappear from Ada when all tokens have been spent. No new armors will be added to this in the future, so there's no benefit to ordering tokens. Transmog bounties have been overhauled. PvE, bounties that can be completed anywhere in PvE activities, no longer sends players to specific destinations like Blind Well, that absolute piece of crap. PvP, bounties that can be completed in any PvP mode, Crucible, Trials, etc., and raids and dungeons, unchanged from previous version. Banshee.
Beautiful.
The Gunsmith. Does anyone want to take the microphone, or am I going to just keep on rocking and rolling?
I think you just keep rocking and rolling, Mr. London man.
All right.
Keep rocking it.
Banshee 44. The Gunsmith. Reputation rank reward track's been removed. Bounties no longer provide Gunsmith reputation. Dismantling gear no longer provides Gunsmith reputation. Banshee will no longer sell upgrade modules. Gunsmith engrams have been removed from the game. Legacy weapons will cost 15,000 glimmer and 3 enhancement cores. Rahul, the Cryptarch. Cryptarch reputation ranks have been removed. Oh. New exotic armors in the Edge of Fate will be unlocked via completing the legendary campaign and not through Rahul per class. Novel focusing for exotic armors from past expansions will be available to players immediately with no need to decrypt engrams to unlock it. Costs remain the same for novel focusing. Focusing submenus been reordered to put the most used screens up front. Thoughts on that one, guys?
So it sounds like vendors are just like some vendors are being pushed to the side, but when you said Ada will offer 20 threaded bounty, oh, it's per season. Oh. I thought it was like at a time. She just has 20 bounties ready to go. Per season, per character. So like, I don't know. It seemed like Zur, like people were talking about Zur quite a bit. So maybe Zur's like definitely. Zur looks like he has like the most like sauce to him on this, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, how do people in chat feel about Zur? Because I feel like I don't really interact with Zur as much as I used to anyway. So maybe is this something that's like gonna make it so people go to Zur more? I don't know.
I mean, is it just
they're definitely pushing aside a lot of these vendors though. I mean, Rahul, Banshee, for sure. I can't speak on Ada and Zur, but it looks like Rahul and Banshee are like, or sorry, Zur will be. Yeah, Banshee might as well be dead at this point, dude.
Yeah. Oh. But I feel like Banshee was kind of already dead. Am I wrong?
He had some purposes, but like, yeah.
I mean, his main purpose is to give you like good armor rolls when you get them, and you can still do that. So I don't know.
Right. Well, yep, some interesting changes to them. We've also got some changes to ghost mods.
Ghost mods.
Yes, that's the one, Governor. You're only supposed to blow, the bloody ghost off. You know what I'm saying? So.
Not soap.
Or soap. Price. We can do a little bit more of that price action. No. Zua. Ghost mods. As we enter the world of Armor 3.0, where new stats have replaced some old ones, we need to make some adjustments to ghost mods, as some stats are no longer available and new ones have taken over their spots. Similar situation with Nightfalls and other activities that have become legacy content. Having mods for not up-to-date gear doesn't feel that rewarding, so we're removing those mods. Previous Armourer Ghost mods, i.e. Resistance Armourer, will be deprecated, as they no longer match the stats on armours post V900. They'll be replaced with a new set of Armourer Ghost mods. Some activity Ghost mods have been deprecated, and we plan to add new activity Ghost mods in a future release. Assyrian Ciphers and Nightfall Ciphers. Assyrian Ciphers and Nightfall Ciphers will not have a use in the Edge of Fate, but they'll remain in your inventory, and we're not deleting them. We've got plans for them in Destiny 2 Renegades, and we'll tell you about that in the future, you impatient mug. Right. Destiny 2 expansion, open access. Do you have a few friends interested in Destiny but hesitate to make the jump? Good news. Let them know about the Destiny 2 open access weeks. Starting July 8th, that's next Tuesday, and until July 22nd, all currently available Destiny 2 expansions, as well as all 3 available episodes, will be available for free on all supported platforms. That's PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Microsoft Store, and Xbox Game Store. The cherry on top is all currencies, gear, titles, triumphs, and cosmetics earned during the open access period are yours to keep. I think that's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Is this the first time they've ever done that?
Absolutely smashing.
Done stuff like it before.
Yeah, I think
They've done similar stuff, because I remember that's how I got on. That's why I got on PC, was because they had it available for. It was during Forsaken. They had like a huge weekend available for PC that you could just like play everything for free. It's not the first, but it definitely is always a win when they do it.
Nice.
Big win.
Also, don't they usually do like the older content though? Like this is the first time they do
this,
like a
this
current
is like
DLC.
it says all currently available, so it's and so soon as well. So July 8th until July 20th. So like people can just play everything for free for that limited time.
To just play Final Shape, bro.
Does this include? Okay, it says all currently available Destiny 2 expansions. Does that include Edge of Fate? Does it say that includes Edge of Fate or not?
I think it must, because Edge of Fate is available once July 15th hits, and that's within the window, right?
So that means, if that's the case, then for launch week, including the raid, Edge of Fate is... Okay.
No. I think they're meaning currently available as in today. I think it's like...
Okay.
It's just ambiguous.
But that's still crazy good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like, people get to play Final Shape for free.
Yeah, people get to play Final Shape and everything leading into Edge of Fate for free while everybody else is grinding Edge of Fate. So they might, like, it reminds me of when Shadowkeep came out and they made all of year 1 completely free. So then there were so many new people who were coming onto the game and trying it out because they were like, hey, it's free to play. I ran the story. I ran the raids. I really like this. Should I buy what you're currently playing? And I was like, well, if you really like it, go for it. But if you feel like you can wait, then blah, blah, blah. But free options for people, like previous stuff being free, I like them doing the weekends. I almost want them, maybe not Final Shape, but I almost want everything before that to be like so heavily discounted And I personally feel like there should be like a 2-year rule where like, okay, an expansion's been out for 2 years, maybe make that free to play at that point for people, or at least a lot of it.
One counterpoint to that is like right now there's a Steam sale going on. You can literally buy Witch Queen for £2.
No, totally. That's great. See, those things are great. But what I'm saying is like, what they did with Shadowkeep works so well because there were so many people that were like, I have the entire year of Destiny 2, like all of year 1 of Destiny 2, before obviously the sunsetting happened in Beyond Light, but I had the entire year for free, and I can just play it whenever. It was the option of having it for forever, that permanent feeling, even though of course it wasn't forever because of sunsetting, but still.
Pretty sure every MMO that has ever existed, except Destiny, like makes their like either bundles all previous content into like a pretty cheap package, or just makes it free. So
like it's just because then you give people a baseline to start, and if they're interested, then they want to buy it more. Because Destiny's not a subscription game, so like, how do you give people that baseline to start?
Yeah,
I
think this is great still.
Yeah, I think it's good, but also, will the dungeons be free? Because dungeons aren't.
Does everything.
Yeah. I mean, it says expansions.
It says expansions.
Dungeons aren't included.
Oh.
Well, I mean, dungeons aren't generally included in expansions, I think.
Well, it depends on the expansion.
We'll just have to find out Tuesday.
Does it?
Yeah, there's no dungeon key for Shattered Throne. There's no dungeon key for Pit. Pit doesn't have a dungeon key.
Right.
Yeah,
but
that was before they started doing those in Witch Queen with dungeon keys.
Oh, right.
So you could probably play Prophecy as well, because I think Prophecy has just been free.
Oh, Prophecy.
Won't you be able to do all those for free anyways? Because in the game right now, aren't you able to do those through Eternity?
I just know you don't get Vesper's Host, or like you don't get the recent ones.
I think everything from Witch Queen.
You can't play Pit or Shattered Throne for free right now. You need the expansions.
You need the expansion, but not a dungeon key separately. But if I want to play, like, whatever the Witch Queen dungeon was, I have to buy Witch Queen, and then I have to buy a separate dungeon. Because, like, I don't even have it, so I can't even play whatever that is until I buy the dungeon key. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm looking, like, the Destiny 2 Legacy Collection on Steam right now is $7.
Yeah, it's crazy cheap. Like that's why I'm like, it's not as
dark as 22.
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
Yeah, like and $22 for that much content is absurd value. I think it's really important to recognize that like it's not a subscription game, and so they have to like have a different model of some capacity. And the last thing I think all of us want, maybe you guys disagree with this, but I think that it would be a very negative thing if Destiny became a subscription game. I would not like that.
I don't think it makes sense for it.
Yeah, I like the current model. As much as it's confusing and there's so many expansions, like, Jesus Christ, what is going on here?
Okay. Yeah. Look, I agree, but, like, just because it's not a subscription, like, you can sort of still equate it because, like, you know, we're getting an expansion every 6 months, which is $40, but like, there is also the option to get the more expensive one, which would probably equate close to a monthly subscription of like, I don't know, however much MMOs like. You know what I mean?
But I can wait a year and then buy it for $15. And
you guys hear that?
Yeah, that actually did come through a little bit.
Oh my goodness. That was loud.
Yes.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, they're different. I didn't. Yeah, that's true. Also, I didn't realize it was that cheap. Like the last time I made an account and bought the Legacy thing, it was like $40.
Yeah, it's been just getting lots of good sales. The Humble Bundle was like $30, and that was for basically everything apart from the dungeon keys. The current Steam sale is everything apart from the dungeon keys, I think. It might even include those now at this point. But yeah, they like... I think as far as MMOs go, Destiny is actually cheap. And that's why I'm just like, I'm not sure if... I totally agree that free access is a massive win, and like really outdated legacy stuff being free access is a big win as well. Like we see it with, I'm pretty sure like COD World War II or something like that just went on Game Pass or whatever, and so like suddenly there's going to be a load of zombies players on COD World War II all of a sudden, right? Like those things are objectively good. I very, very strongly believe that, but I think that the like free creep has to end at a point, because otherwise they then need to start cranking the monetization like knobs elsewhere, which have their own problems.
I agree. My thing is that it's just a little bit confusing.
I agree.
The issue, yeah. Right? Like if I go into a different MMO, then either there's a one buy option that gives me everything from the last 10 years, or it's just free and I don't have to worry about that. Like, yeah, there might be a subscription, but like it's not confusing. Whereas Destiny's like, oh, there's like 13 different things I can get, and one of them is like clearly I think it's called the Legacy Edition, which is like, oh, this is everything from the last, however many years. But it's not, because it doesn't have the dungeon keys, and you can't even buy the dungeon keys. You need silver for those. It's just like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I hate that. It's like, it used to be worse, and it's gotten better, but I still don't like that it's like
oh my god, that thunder.
Oh, dude, I'm getting destroyed. I'm sorry. I'll just mute.
I still have power.
I don't know, man.
Dude, it sounded like someone was banging on your roof with a hammer. Like, what the hell?
I don't know, bro. I'll just say this. I think the healthiest that the player base count of a weekly player base was funny enough on Steam, since that was the first year we actually got to track the numbers, was during that Shadowkeep era. And yes, there's a lot of factors. There's a whole pandemic kind of factor. Thank you, Thunder, for agreeing. But there was during that time, I just remember having that baseline of a place for people to start where there was a whole year of free-to-play content, made it so people were more incentivized to check out the rest of the game. And yes, there were some activities that you didn't have full access to. It was a little frustrating for some free-to-play players in that way, but like it at least made them go, oh, I really like this. I want more. And they had a place to start. And then it worked within this model perfectly, because then you didn't have to have a subscription, but you still had enough access that you might want to buy into the whole DLC route.
But isn't that the base game currently is free to play? Like, is it not what you're describing?
Isn't there like, okay, so I haven't been fully updated on what the newest version of free to play is, but as far as I understand, you just didn't have access to everything with the free to play. Like you had access back then to even like trials. You had access to like the first year's raids. You had access to like those sorts of activities, but I'm not sure what free to play currently gives. Because if that is the case, where I can go in and I can play whatever's remaining of Forsaken content, whatever's remaining of Shadowkeep content for free, then great. If everything in that, including the raids, including the dungeons, if I can play all of that without having to pay a cent, then that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think it lets you do like, I could be wrong. I don't think it lets you do like Forsaken stuff, because there's a Forsaken pack that is in the and Bog, I think
Jesus, dude. Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
I'm sorry.
Bog, I think the one that you're talking about, the catch-all pack, is the Light and Darkness collection. Because there's the Legacy thing, but that's actually smaller. And then the Light and Darkness collection is like that whole saga. So that's Forsaken all the way through to Final Shape. That's the thing that people want to buy if they want like the whole catch-up.
Plus the dungeon.
Yeah. So like people have access to the campaigns.
Oh,
but
sorry.
I guess I just mean
Shadowkeep campaign is open to all players. And the Beyond Light campaign is also open to all players for free. In the base game.
Stuff is good. That stuff is good. I think you give them a little bit more in terms of like maybe one of those raids. It's obviously like Deepstone Crypt is pretty hyped, so like maybe hold out on that one and maybe just give them Garden for free. I don't know, like giving people just a little taste of the end game instead of making them pay for that part would make them want to stay a little bit longer, I think, personally.
I'd actually strongly disagree, purely because those players are never setting foot in raids anyway, period. Like, they're just not. Like, if 12% of the paying Destiny player base have set foot in a raid, of the free-to-play people, like, they're not doing them. They're just not.
Yeah,
they are on patrol.
But I personally disagree, because you don't think that number would go up if people had that access? Like, I mean, it may not be a marginal percentage that it like makes a huge difference, but like, I don't know. I think
so.
Like,
apparently, they already have access to the reprised raids, so they already have access to VOG, etc.
Then that's perfect. Then there's literally nothing left for me to say there. I think that's good that they have a really strong baseline now.
They get to add Clear for a raid. Hell yeah, they're in.
They have access to the reprise raids, guys. Yay! The best raids.
Dude, you say that, but VOG is top 3. But just you're just such an elitist. Dude. I'm kidding.
Dude, I'm gonna say like.
You're about to throw me out.
It's bottom 1, bro. It's
bottom 1. Let's keep going because we're still not at the end of the TWID.
Yeah, you should.
I don't mind if you just want me to just keep reading. I'll just keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
It's almost Bungie Day. We draw closer to that lucky 7. Last week, we covered some of our Bungie Day plans in partnership with the Bungie Foundation as part of their continuing mission to help reduce distress and suffering in children through entertainment and to partner with humanitarian aid organizations in times of natural disaster and crisis. The team's here to talk about 7th Column Chaos. More info in another page that we won't be reading for the purpose of this video. We're also partnering with Twitch's Summer of Rewards campaign to bring you some fresh new emblems on the road to launch from midday Pacific on July 7th until midday Pacific on July 15th. Gift a sub in the Destiny 2 category to receive a pixel perfect emblem. Is that midday or midnight? I always get those mixed up. AM, PM, what is that? 12 a.m. midday.
12 a.m. would be night.
Midnight.
No, that'd be midnight. Yeah.
Midnight.
Midnight.
Is midnight. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Last but not least, be on the lookout for the Bungie Day sale starting 7/7 at 10 a.m. Pacific on the Bungie store, where we'll be having all new exciting savings, reward tied rewards, and more. Follow Bungie store on socials. Destiny content full updates. With the start of Year 8 of Destiny 2, certain items will be deprecated from player inventories that correspond with vaulted activities and seasonal campaigns. They will then be moved into the Destiny Content Vault. We've updated the Destiny Content Vault article to reflect these changes and created a new article fully outlining items being deprecated at the start of Year 8 for players to reference. Should we take a quick look at that? Because I feel like the Destiny Content Vault is everyone's biggest fear.
It's just
Is it boring Joe?
Destination materials, bounties, nonary manifolds like
from Rite of the 9.
Stuff from Rite of the 9.
Okay.
Armor focusing mods like the 2.0 armor
stuff. So it's just everything they've already explained. Like nothing separate.
The engrams that they said that they're deleting,
cool.
That emblem is spicy.
Claim your seasonal rewards. Both Episode Heresy and Rite of the 9 end on July 15th. Make sure to claim any expiring rewards before they're gone, including Episode Heresy seals and rewards, Season Pass items, vendor rewards, ritual vendor engrams, and Bungie rewards. Astral Drake helmet update. We've previously shipped a fix to the Astral Stasis Drake Hunter cowl that removed the hood due to clipping issues. This was later reverted so that players who liked the visuals of the original hood could continue to enjoy it that way. However, we acknowledge that there were fans of both styles of the helmet. As mentioned in a previous TWID, we are finally giving players both options. When the Edge of Fate launches, players who own the Astral Stasis Drake Hunter armor set will be able to claim the new hoodless variant of the helmet from the Special Deliveries kiosk. This bonus option will be available to anyone who purchases the armor set going forward. Known issues list. Can I have someone else read this not out loud ahead of time just to make sure that there's no like Salvation's boss spoilers or something in this known issues list? I just want to make sure it's safe. Are we clear, Captain? Star says we're clear, so I think he's read ahead.
Yeah,
have you done derealize? Have you done derealize?
I have no idea what that is, to be honest.
It's an exotic mission. I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
I'll just read it. It's fine.
It's for the Barodiad, that SMG.
Oh, a heresy mission. Okay. The Eternal title doesn't count towards an account's total titles. The Ascension aspect isn't working with certain armor mods and exotic armors. The Champ title's lost its gilded status. Steps 6 to 9 of the Drowning Labyrinth quest aren't able to be completed by some players. Due to this quest being due to the quest being a fix between character scoped and account scoped. If you have an alternate character and make progress on the quest, you need to play on that character to get back into the correct research paper level for your main character. Hell yeah. Just Destiny things. Sometimes in the derealized exotic mission, the taken relic can drop below the surface during the Vrisk encounter. When tracking Ikora's Drowning Labyrinth quest, completion of certain steps may stop progress on the next steps. Memento shaders can be previewed on armor in the armor management screen. This is not intended and mementos aren't being considered for use on armor. Secant filaments and spirit of the filaments can't devour while facet of protection is equipped. Bungie, add to the list. If you are using stasis, freezing, little turrety boys, I can't hit my Gemectons on my Queenbreaker. Thank you. Power couple. It's been a while since we've had one of our favorite couples around here, so let's fix that real quick with this lovely piece. Birds. Wait. Yeah. XIV? Zivu Arath? Destiny reference? Whoa. Whoa. Sorry. We usually choose videos that are funny, inspiring, or that feature an amazing feat. Every now and then, we must issue them as a reward for something awful the game has done to a fellow Guardian. That was nasty. Okay, it might also be a fun watch. You guys all ready to click this at the same time?
Yeah.
3,
Yeah, I'm one more time.
2, 1, click. Oh, it took me to Reddit. Jesus Christ, get me out of here. Get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. Oh my God. Get me out of here. Oh, I actually lost the page. Where did the page go?
I'm back at the start of the Reddit video.
I'm not watching it. I'm boycotting Reddit. I'm good.
I watched it.
I'm watching it.
I'm watching it
if you want.
Oh, dude. Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Fantastic movie.
That's happened to me in PvP like every time I've played PvP. So I don't know.
It's a skill issue.
Yeah, I think so.
It happens to me every time also.
That did seem like a skill issue. Close this out. Can do. Or someone else want to take it over?
That was a long TWID, but also a great one. Tons of information to digest. So take it slow. Try to understand what it means. Maybe rely on your favorite content creators to get some different points of view.
I'll be asking Gollum about this one.
Just wait to play the game to get a more hands-on idea. You do you, all right? The Edge of Fate and the Year of Prophecy as a whole will bring a lot of system changes to your favorite video game. Yes, we've said that a few times already, but it's still true. So let's just add something more this time. To better understand everything, you are going to need to play it and test it. Words and videos only get us so far. The good thing is that we're almost there. Only 12 more days before you set foot on Kepler and discover all its secrets. Bring your best fashion, Guardians. Destiny 2 community team.
What is the hidden image here? What is it?
Hidden image? What do you mean?
Yeah, it could be Bog wearing a fit.
Is this Bog?
This could be Bog.
Oh my God!
Bog. It could be you.
Holy.
Guys?
I think it's Bog, chat.
I think it's Bog.
That's me, guys. That's me.
It's a reveal.
That's me.
Okay, overall, what did you guys think of the Twiddingtons?
It was long.
It was maybe the longest one that we've seen in a while, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It was a lot of like. It was a lot of like.
Seasons.
It was a lot of like refactoring of like stuff that I don't really care about.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of weapon stuff, which
there wasn't there wasn't a crazy amount of sandbox stuff. Like there was a good amount of exotic changes, but not like what would we say is like the most substantial thing that was on that one, other than Raid Zone? Bias.
I found out
that might be biased.
Hierarchy, probably.
Hierarchy, and we don't need to grind the scout rifle. That's the best part.
Yeah,
why?
Oh,
right. Because they're not buffing scout rifles. Yeah.
We don't need to grind the scout rifle.
We might too later. We might need to later, but not now.
I need to
And
join on.
I think reconstruction's gonna be decent
If
again.
you want to
Like,
join Bog,
not rockets. Yeah, join
we
Army.
all got kicked.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll join back where we.
Did they say like there's going to be another one of these next week focused on X topic, or
I don't know.
that's.
was this like the big one? Oh, you know what? The biggest thing is the eager tracking for me. That's huge.
Oh yeah. True, yeah.
Oh
I forgot
yeah.
about that. Yeah. No.
Eager
yeah, that's-
tracking was massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think
Oh,
for like
oh,
an
right.
overall game change, like hierarchy of needs being needed is
Yeah.
pretty nice.
We'll see.
Like we'll have to
We'll
see.
see.
We'll see.
It could still be turbo terrible. It could.
It
Still
could be,
Yeah.
but it could at least have like more niche interactions because I feel like
Yeah.
nobody uses it in general.
Yeah. No. 100%. Yeah.
For me-
I hope it's.
Go
Sorry,
ahead,
you
go
go.
No, go,
I was
go
gonna
for it.
say I hope it's stupid broken so that people like because even if those missiles like make Levy's breath do like 40% more damage, it's still gonna be like super clunky to use in a lot of scenarios. So like it needs to be like really substantial. But if it is like that would be super cool. Like if you get a boss where you can kind of post up and you don't need to like move around at all and like that would be kind of fire if you just like melt it with bows. That sounds cool.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Is there anything massive that you guys feel like is missing that they should have talked about that they haven't done?
No, not really.
Hard to say. I mean, I guess the only thing that I wish was talked about more was just that, but it would require them to have even more sandbox changes. It would just be like, it would just be honestly like being like, hey, we should shake this thing up even more, make this thing go crazy. But honestly, for what it was fine.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
it feels like there's certain things that I just sort of expected them to by now have had clearer answers on. Like I still daily get questions being like, why are they time gating tier 5s, for example? And it's like, well, that it's not a time gate. You just need to be at the right power level so that you can be at the right difficulty level, so you can get the right difficulty score, so you can like get the drop. And it's just too. It's like I've explained it in content, but the viewers have not received that information because like my video can only go so far, and like another creator video can only go so far, and like the one that I keep coming back to, I'll put a screenshot in the Discord of the thing I'm talking about, but I know some of you have already probably seen it, is the like speculative loot drop table that I made, which is, I'll put it in like the chat for this call that we're in right now. Like,
Okay.
I think this is very good. Like I spent a lot of time checking my numbers and making sure that this was as accurate as possible. But like, it would have been so easy for Bungie to just do an official version of this chart that looked a bit nicer, that was fancy schmancy, and like it would have answered the question for so many people. And they could have, in this TWAB, they could have just spent a paragraph being like, this is how it works. Let's walk through it. But they've literally never done that. They've just said the portal lets you earn gear, and like the harder it is, the better it'll be. But like that is not enough of an explanation when it's as complex as it is. Like it's so complex.
So I can't see the voice call chat. Are you saying they should be like? So I can't see the.
Oh yeah, I don't have
like,
permissions either. You're right. I can.
Are you saying that like? Are you saying that like they should be explicit and be like, this like if you do this activity, you're guaranteed to get a thing that will drop that will be +1 to your like overall power. I just shared screen so you can maybe see
I see
what I'm talking about here. Like
Yeah.
this is more or less how it works. Like the thing that is unsure here is my exact numbers in the score forecast, like part of it.
Right,
but they're pretty accurate because I tested it against a bunch of different numbers in my footage. What people need to know is that like if you if you're asking like, how do I get a tier 3 from the portal, for example, like I'm earning, if you'll start out and you're going to be at the basic like 10 power or whatever, you're just gonna be earning tier 1s. Like, how do I start earning the next tier? And just answering that question, how to get the next tier, involves you saying, okay, to get to the next tier, you need to increase your power level so you can unlock a difficulty that will allow you access to that next tier of drop. Like to go to tier 3, you can't get that if you're at 100 power. It's not there, right? So you need to increase your power, and then you need to play on the harder difficulty, and then you need to put on modifiers to make that difficulty as hard as possible, and then you need to actually complete the activity successfully in a short time period and without failing whatever other challenges you might have, and then you will get your tier 3. And like that flow, people just don't get it. It's the same with like, how do you get tier 5s from the Crucible? I don't think anyone has a clear answer to that right now. Because I keep getting the question asked like every day, and that's something that Bungie could answer in a sentence in a TWID like this. And I feel like they've just sort of left it by the wayside.
Well, okay, so I guess like I think there's two things. So the first thing, like the question of people saying why is power time gated, like they categorically have to be talking about the 450 power time gate.
Yeah, but that's the. Can I interrupt? Just real quick. The problem is Bungie has explained this so badly because you can get tier 5s before the power raise. So like, everyone's been like, power's time gated. So drops are time gated. It's not. They're different. You can get platinum like as soon as you hit 400 power, and 400 power is available in the first half of the season. You do not need to be in the second half of the season to do platinum stuff. And if you go platinum and you get like an A++ metal rating, and you whack on all of your modifiers and then complete your activity that fast, you will get tier 5s. It's just that it's going to be like quote unquote easier to get more tier 5s in the second half of the season, but you can get them in the first half of the season. But Bungie haven't said that clearly. They just keep saying your power will raise from 450 to 550. But like, nobody knows that 450 power is sufficient for you to get tier 5s. Like, Bungie's never said that part of the sentence, which is baffling to me. Like, it doesn't make any sense why they would make that unclear. Go ahead.
This is definitely just like a... So, I'm trying to find out whether this is a... Like, because we've had power in the game since the conception of the game, and this is kind of just how it has worked. Like, if you ask a Destiny player that's been playing for a year, like if you laid it out like Bungie's laid it out, like I'm pretty sure like 99% of people can figure out like if you're 450 power, you can do the 500 activity, because like that's how activities work.
But no, but that's wrong. If you're 450 power, you cannot play Ultimate.
You can't?
No, this is what I'm saying, is that Ultimate is time gated.
But then you can't get tier 5s.
That's not true. See, Bog, this is exactly what I'm talking about, is that
you're right.
It sounds obvious at face value because Bungie have explained it in a way that makes it seem like old systems, but it doesn't work like that. It's a new thing. So if you're in GM and you put on all of the difficulty modifiers and none of the player buffs, that will increase your difficulty rating to the maximum, which means that you're a difficulty rating of A+, and only then if you get tier 5 if you then actually succeed in the time trial, because they are all time trialed, so you have to do it fast, and you have to not fail whatever other things that you've got access to, modifiers you've got enabled. Now, but that then poses the question for many people of like, how do I get to the GM in the first place? Because like right now, correct me if I'm wrong, but like if I was 1900 power, I could still load into a GM. I would just hit immunes, right? Or maybe there's a power floor. I don't know.
There's a power floor, so you can't load into a GM if you're 1900. I'm pretty sure this is how it works. I'm pretty sure if you're 1900, you cannot load yourself into a GM. But if you join someone else, then they can load you into a GM. It will pull your power up to 5 under their power.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole fire team power thing.
And that's another confusing thing, is that in the stream this week, chat, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but my interpretation of what they said is that now, if I'm 10 power and I get pulled into Bog's game of ultimate difficulty, 500 power level required, right? Then you will earn tier 5s and I will just earn an accelerated rate of tier 1s. Which is weird because I'm in the ultimate difficulty thing, but I'm only earning an accelerated rate of the tier 1s. So it's like boosting, but really, really weak boosting instead of what it could be, which is that you could just sort of power level yourself through. And I get they want to preserve the grind, but
it would be stupid broken if like you could just get a cheater that hacks like tier 5 and then you play with them and then you just get tier 5s like off the bat. That would be so dumb. They wouldn't be able to do that.
But you could do the same thing in GMs right now, right?
Like, yes, but like that is also like
we did it the first week of the game when I was playing. You and I think Snazzy carried me through like 10 GMs, so I could pull. I think I was trying to pull a scintillation or something. And I got the drops, and I was like, I wasn't really contributing, but I got the drops, and I think there's value in those systems.
I guess I don't know. I don't think you should be able to do that personally, but like, especially since like right now power doesn't really mean anything, but in Edge of Fate it's going to mean something. And so if power means something, but then you can just do like the GM thing that we did, then now it doesn't mean anything again. You know, like if they want power to mean something, they have to have systems in place to prevent it from not meaning something. But to get to your original thing, so. In order to access GM, you need to be 350, right? Am I correct?
You need to be 400.
You need to be 400 to access GM.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Spider and Chad has said need 350 powder to be able to do GMs.
Spider, is that have they changed it since I played?
350 power just to be able to select GMs.
Okay, maybe since I played, maybe it changed, but it was marked as 400 for me in my test.
So when I started talking, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure like most Destiny players understand like generally how this system is going to work because it seems like a similar system to how they've done it previously, and they've kind of phased it out, but then they're phasing it back in. But I'm wrong because apparently it doesn't work how it's used to. So
Spider is saying, because see, this is now more confusing. So Spider's saying in my own video, GM said requires 350, but that would then suggest the ultimate would require 450.
Yeah, exactly. That's the impression I think everyone was under. No,
but the problem is that the devs told me at the event that ultimate was coming in the second half of the season.
Okay, so ultimate is explicitly time gated.
Well, but it might not be. Oh, apparently ultimate is an exception because ultimate requires 451. What the hell, bro?
Okay, now that is time gating. So I didn't know it worked like that, but that is time gating. That But, like, people saying why are they time getting tier 5s is wrong because you can get tier 5 from GM. Yeah, which by the way I didn't know that. Like but that that's on me, but also like they've obviously not done like the perfect job of explaining it.
Yeah, it's a system.
I feel like they were kind of leaning on you guys to do that.
I tried my best, bro. The video only has 35k views. Like...
you did a good job. I mean, like, Yeah.
It's just that they've rehashed so much of the creator info, apart from what I think is the one piece of creator info that I did my best to explain, but that desperately needed the Bungie version of. Because they keep saying the portal simplifies you just like jumping into the game and playing the game. But without this being clear, it's not simpler. It's more confusing because you get to that screen, you get to the modifier screen, and if you're not if you're not leaning forwards in your chair at that time, you're like, what am I looking at? Like, it's just a lot of information all at once. And what it does as well is you know how in the UI, Bungie highlights things with like a little blue box sometimes to like make you look at things? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. On like the lower thirds of the screen, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So in this, it's like the left entire third of the screen is like highlighted, and it's like, this is your this, then it's the middle, this is your this, this is your this.
Yeah.
But it's like a bombardment of information because you've got to understand the whole screen like all at once essentially, and it's just a lot. And I think that it would have, and Bungie, hopefully, like if anyone from Bungie is listening, you can take this as feedback. Between now and release, if there is going to be another TWID next week that's detailed, I think it would be a really valuable thing to release a Bungie version of this graphic that I'm showing on screen right now. And even just releasing the Bungie graphic will mean that it will get like passed around on Twitter with different like friends being like, oh, like this is the cheat sheet, and it will prompt people to understand the system. I don't
even think that you need like a single. I think an easier way to do it is just make a GIF of you actually showing it in action. Like make a little like video of it being shown.
Yes,
like,
they
yes,
also
the graph
should.
Is fine.
Yeah.
But like show somebody being locked out if they're like a certain level, then show somebody being able to have access. Then show I think graphs are fine and all, but like there's also too many just like single picture graphs. There's also like I think it's very wordy. I'm very much a visual learner, but I'm also like show it in motion. If it's that's why I watch the videos from other people, is because they just show it in motion. But you could just simply post it as a GIF of just somebody making that interaction happen.
Honestly, Bungie, for free, I don't need sponsor money for this. Just hit me up. I will make a 3-minute version of this chart that I explained in this video, and they can just tweet it out. Like something, anything to stop me having infinite questions in my chat of how do I get tier 5s? Why are tier 5s gated until Ash and Iron, etc. Like, they have the ability to answer the question. They just haven't answered it yet.
Okay. So, yeah.
Also, can we, Milo, can you join back? I want to run some VOG while we do this.
Yes, I'm gonna take 2 minutes to just give me 2 minutes, and then I'll be with you. I'm just gonna mute for 2 minutes, okay?
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Yeah, we can yap about this while we're doing VOG. It's pretty chill.
Chat, what we're gonna do real quick is I'm going to wrap the YouTube stream into a new YouTube stream, okay? Just because I want to make sure that the TWAB stuff is contained within the Twabbingtons. So just give me 2 seconds here. I hope you've enjoyed this TWAB breakdown and explanation. It was crazy long. This was literally 2 hours and 10 minutes of Twabbingtons, which is unreal. But yeah, I really, really hope you all enjoyed it. And if you want to continue watching Destiny on YouTube, Twitch, don't go anywhere. But if you want to continue watching on YouTube, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating a new stream link here. And I'm going to copy that link into the chat. Val in my YouTube chat says tier 1 weapons aren't usable or aren't unusable. That's correct. They are not unusable. Tier 1 weapons are totally fine. And I'm going to go customization, redirect, Destiny 2, save. Okay. What a twab, guys. What a fat twab. Big boy. I hope you liked the impressions as well. And Spider, thank you for correcting me on that. That was really helpful. Okay, here we go. We're going to wrap over YouTube stream. Ba, 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 ba.